Today's horoscope, Cancer April 17, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. Mercury heads back to the top of your solar chart today, where it will transit until May 10th. It was there very recently from March 3rd to the 29th but then retreated due to a retrograde cycle. Now, you're in a great position to share your ideas with others, particularly in public or professional settings. You'll gain momentum for ideas and plans that were delayed last month. You get to fill in the details for long-term goals and plans in the weeks ahead. Today is also influenced by an impending Mercury-Neptune alignment, which is excellent for a good mix of intuition and reason. It can be a time of inspiration as you bring more creativity, color, and imagination to your goals or communications. Don't be surprised if something you say today catches on, perhaps inspiring others. Sweet energy will trickle throughout the cosmos today, bringing even more magic to your life. Mental Mercury continues to make tracks through the heavens, stopping at nothing as he forges ahead. Our cosmic messenger planet will cozy up in conjunction with Neptune, the planet of compassion. This ensures that you'll be feeling the urge to pursue adventure and new horizons with your lover at your side. However, if single, you may be inspired to seek someone who is out of your usual type or venture onto a vacation. Love can be found by looking in unknown territory. You are the talk of the town again. Nobody has been this excited to discuss you and your career path since the beginning of March. At first, you might feel apprehensive. The past few weeks could have dinged your confidence, mainly if your name circulated in the professional rumor mill. Well, you might be afraid to hear what others will say about you, but you might be pleasantly surprised once Mercury re-enters Aries. Have faith that the fiery mercurial energy will shed light on all of your accomplishments, successes, and more. There is a planetary configuration now that might force you to look at your whole approach to physical health and say yuck, or come on, let's step it up. Be appreciative of the insights you have when you feel upset with things because there is much to be said for starting over with a new approach. One small step that is important for you to take is a serious look at posture, especially when you are at your desk. This can help you to avoid back and shoulder pain. You are sure to find yourself in a pensive mood on this day. This bodes well for tasks that take great concentration and mental strength. As this is a common activity for you, consider spending some of this day engaging in more introspective endeavors. Journal writing, meditation, and yoga are all examples of this kind of activity as they encourage you to draw from within and to understand yourself on a deeper level. The benefits are great. Once again, you have a day when the stars are not just appearing to send mixed messages but are appearing to flip-flop. A day after the asteroid Juno retrograde back out of your work sector and back into a playful and creative part of your chart, the moon does the opposite. At the same time, 17 days after you retrograde back out of your career sector and back into an adventurous part of your chart, he leaves and returns again. With planets going backwards and forwards between both sides of life's fence, this makes the weekend's full moon and its work and life balance reminders more important than ever. At the same time that the asteroid Juno is settling into her first full day back in your romantic sector, the moon is wrapping up its monthly visit. Juno is not only spending her first full day back at a friendly aspect to Mercury until he leaves an adventurous part of your chart today, but before these romantically charged lunar vibes run their course will connect with both, adding to what is already a powering up of the spirit of romance and adventure. Daily Planetary Overview. As we enter the second half of Mercury's post-retrograde shadow phase, the cosmic tides begin to shift yet again, this time with Mercury re-entering bold, fiery Aries. If you've been feeling like you've been walking through mental fog, dealing with lingering miscommunications, delays, or second-guessing your decisions, you're not alone. But here's the good news: clarity is on the horizon. This period marks an opportunity to wrap up the last threads of Mercury retrograde's chaos. It's a time for resolution, reflection, and most importantly, courage. Mercury in Aries empowers you to speak your mind with renewed honesty and assertiveness. If something's been weighing on you, this is your cosmic green light to release it. Whether it's a conversation you've been avoiding, a truth you've been holding in, or even a realization about your path forward, now is the time to be boldly authentic. That said, being direct doesn't have to mean being harsh. This isn't about confrontation for the sake of it, it's about owning your thoughts and feelings in a way that clears space for growth. And when we communicate from a place of self-awareness, we make room for deeper understanding in our relationships. You may find yourself encountering some lingering challenges over the next few days, old issues resurfacing, delays in plans, or misaligned expectations. Don't view these moments as setbacks. Instead, see them as opportunities to refine your course. Life has a way of giving us gentle nudges, and sometimes strong pushes, in the direction we're meant to go. If you're noticing recurring themes or emotional patterns, ask yourself what the lesson is. What are you being asked to revisit, and how can you approach it differently this time? When change arrives, and it likely will, try not to resist it. We all know how tempting it can be to cling to the familiar, even when it's not serving us. But change often carries the seeds of our next breakthrough. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal mindset, welcome these shifts with open arms. You may be surprised at the new people, ideas, and experiences that enter your life as a result. Of course, with all this fiery energy in the air, it's important to temper boldness with mindfulness. If you feel yourself getting impatient or frustrated, especially with others, pause and breathe. You may find yourself involved in more disagreements than usual, particularly if you're projecting a "my way or the highway" attitude. This is a good time to practice active listening, to tune into what others are feeling, even if they're not saying it outright. If someone's being difficult or evasive, don't let it derail your day. Sometimes, extending grace is more powerful than proving a point. In relationships, romantic, platonic, or professional, you may notice some tension, especially if you've been keeping things bottled up. Instead of jumping into conflict, take a moment to check in with yourself. What are you really feeling? What do you need? Once you're clear on that, approach the situation with calm confidence. Communication doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. Financially, this may not be the ideal time to make big moves. If you've been feeling uncertain about money or frustrated by missteps in spending, take it as a cue to slow down and reassess. Avoid large investments or high-risk ventures for now. Stick to smaller purchases, budget mindfully, and if you're working with financial advisors, be especially discerning. This isn't about fear, it's about smart, intentional choices that align with your long-term security. Your physical health and well-being may also need some gentle attention. You might be feeling pressure from multiple areas of your life right now, which can lead to stress. But stress doesn't have to derail your wellness. Instead of abandoning your routine altogether, find a rhythm that honors where you are. Maybe that means taking a slower walk instead of a long workout, or meditating for a few minutes before bed. This is a great time to reconnect with your body's signals, learn what balance looks like for you, not just what the world says it should be. Many people think self-care is about bubble baths or spa days, and while those are lovely, real self-care also looks like being honest about your limits, saying no when needed, and nourishing your body with movement and rest in equal measure. If you've let your wellness routine slip lately, consider this your invitation to come back, not with guilt, but with curiosity. So, as this next chapter unfolds, embrace the clarity that Mercury in Aries brings. Be brave with your words, thoughtful with your actions, and open to the lessons life is offering you, especially the unexpected ones. You are being invited to move forward, not with force, but with presence.